India today has accessed screenshots of messages that were sent to the Delhi police on 5th Jan when the violence broke out in JNU. These screenshots from the JNU show how students informed the Delhi police at 3 p.m. about the violence that had broken out in the campus. The students alleged that the police, however, did not turn up till 7 p.m. despite several SOS messages being sent out to the cops. The Delhi police in their FIR have also confirmed that they received several PCR calls and intimation at 3:45 p.m. but entered the campus only after getting the required permission from the JNU administration, which was at 7:45 p.m. So questions, of course, arising on the Delhi police's role and why they didn't act in a prompt fashion. In fact, the JNU VC Jagdish Kumar also spoke out on why it took time for the administration to give permission for the police to enter the campus. Here's an excerpt of that conversation.
So why was there a delay in calling the police? Why did the police not come in on time and stop the violence from going out of control?
See, this is one thing that I would like to make it very clear, that when we call the police, people criticize, why did you call the police to the educational institution? When we don't call the police, then people question me saying, why you did not call police at all? You see, we don't call the police at the drop of hat just like that. First, we would like to assess the situation and see if our security guards can manage the situation, and then only when it goes out of control, if there is a real law and order situation, then we approach the police, and that is what
but
we
when
did.
There are people with rods and sticks running amok on campus, surely that's reason to call the police?
That is what I am saying. At 4:30, when we came to know that a group of students were aggressively moving, we did send our security guards, and they assessed the situation. You see, it takes a few minutes of time for them to reach there and assess the situation, and after that only they called the police. And there were several calls to PCR vans. We also informed the police station, and then afterwards they came here.
Why did the police that you have, your local security guards, not stop this violence, Vice Chancellor?
You see, when a mob of 100 students who are aggressively moving around, the security guards, they did their best. And it's a question of why they didn't stop, why they could have avoided the violence. These are questions that the investigation team will see. What were the circumstances under which the security guards could not control the situation? Those things will come out. Let us wait and wait for the report.
But you do realize, Vice Chancellor, that the principal charge against you, and in the eyes of people who are looking at what's happening, the charge against you is this, that you allowed the violence to happen, that you didn't push the police force because these were left-leaning students who were beaten up.
Absolutely not.
You wanted to send that message to them because they were protesting against the hostel fee hike.
Right from the beginning of this interview, I made it clear that we don't differentiate our students into any camps. For us, all students are same. When students are there is a possibility of violence our own students, we will definitely act, and that is what we did.
All right, Manish Pandey is joining us live for the latest. Manish, questions are coming up on why the police did not act in time. What took them such a long turnaround time? If the first SOS information went to them at about 3 p.m., what took them so many hours? They showed up at 7:45 and stood outside the campus. What took them so many hours?
Yeah, well, Chaiti, police accepts that day 96 calls were made to the police, 96 PCR calls, and also messages were sent to the officials of Delhi police that there is a tension and there is a violence which is going on inside the JNU premises. But Delhi police claims that they have an order from the High Court, and according to which only 5 police officials are allowed near the JNU administration. The VC gave a written consent for the Delhi police to enter inside the JNU premises only after 7:45 p.m. and then there was a flag march conducted by the police. But this is a defense from the police. But also remember, police is here to maintain the law and order. At the very same time, when in front of the eyes of the police there was a violence going on, students were beaten up, police was just being a mute spectator at that point of time. But today the situation is much better from that day, and you can see more than 500 Delhi police personnel have been deployed outside the JNU. There is an anticipation that the students may come out and there may be a protest from the students of JNU and to maintain the law and order situation. Now there is a heavy police deployment from last 3 days. Every day we come here and we see more than 500 policemen, including the women police personnel, have been deployed here. But the question still remains the same. If at all they had not a written consent from the Vice Chancellor, what was the job of police? Were they not supposed to stop the violence which was happening in front of their eyes inside the JNU?
So many questions still remain to be asked as far as Delhi police is concerned. They need to answer many questions that are coming up. Thanks much, Manish, for joining us for the very latest details.